Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of the America Guns and Freedom Podcast. As always, this is just a conversation between myself and my viewers. It's a place where you can come every day and ask me whatever question you want to ask me, suggest whatever topic you want to hear me address, and I will do my best to answer and address them. If you ask me something technical and I don't know the answer, well, pay attention to live chat. Someone over there will know the answer. Or if you ask, do I have experience with something and I don't, someone in there will. So pay attention and participate. This is not only a place where you can ask me questions, but it's a place where you can come every day for an hour or two and have conversations with like-minded individuals about common interest and maybe things you disagree on. So make use of the forum. That's why we're here every day. I like to start off by reading the names of people who have bought merchandise. And by the way, if you buy any merchandise today, if you buy a t-shirt, you get an entry. If you buy 2 mugs, you get an entry into the double super secret Henry Axe drawing, because we need to sell some mugs. Because I got a thing from Shopify saying that 90% of my mugs are going to be taken off the website because they haven't sold any since I put them up. And some of them haven't sold any in the last year. Some of them haven't sold any. So they get taken off, I guess, after a year if they don't sell. So go buy a couple mugs. Keep them as Christmas presents or whatever. Help us keep our mugs alive. But let's see. Who has placed orders today? I like to read those names. I should have waited and did that when I do the promo here in a minute. Why is Johnny Mandrick ordering again? What did he get this time? But Brian Huff placed an order today, and he will get entries into the drawings because the order came through today, and I'm not going to go through and see which ones actually bought shirts and mugs and stuff. But Brian Huff, he usually comes in and buys some magnets and stuff every now and then. Johnny Mandrick got a sweatshirt and a Waddle mug, and then he bought something else. Why did he not buy them at the same time? He got a Waddle enamel camp mug. The enamel camp mugs, I don't really sell many of. There used to be one person who used to buy all the enamel camp mugs. I can't remember who it was. Might have been John Mandrick. But I don't remember. My brain don't store info like that anymore. I'm too old. My brain's full. I don't got room for new stuff. If I learn something new, I got to forget something old. So I don't want that to happen. You never know when you're going to forget something important. But it looks like somebody else made an order on the swag bag. Let's see who it was here. It was Derek Richards. And he got the Miss Me Bitch and the Do Not Comply black mug. Now, the Do Not Comply mug I like that one. That's the one that's got the upside down flag that says do not comply with unconstitutional gun laws. So I like that one. And the Miss Me Bitch is the Trump with the bloody ear, which there's a lot of controversy around that bloody ear now. A lot of conspiracy theories. Let's see here. All right. I think that's all the orders now. So thanks to everybody who ordered product, and hopefully some more of you will before the day's over. You will get entries into the double super secret drawing. In fact, if you want to go over and order something, go to my website, TYMPpistolproject.com. There's a link on there where you can go to my Shopify page and buy stuff. If you buy a t-shirt or 2 mugs, I would rather like people buy 2 mugs so that we can keep them on the sale list. So if you go over and buy them tonight, if you buy 2, you will get an entry in the double super secret drawing. So we're opening it up for that tonight. So please go over, buy yourself some mugs or buy whatever, as long as you're supporting the channel. Also, you can sign up for TYMP over there. You can nominate someone for Handguns for Heroes. You can become a patron, a Subscribe Star member. You can do all that stuff over there. You can make a one-time donation. So feel free to go over and help support the channel if you would so deem that you'd like to do, I guess. So feel free to go over and do that. Also, let's see. Let's get to the questions here, see what we got coming in tonight. We'll start with the super chats and then move to the emails. Johnny Mandrick chimed in and said, Second Circuit is ridiculous and Glock caves. Any positive 2A news? I haven't seen any news today or yesterday. I haven't been watching. In fact, I've gone out of my way. I haven't even opened up my news feeds or nothing. I've been dealing with painting the car, and that's all I'm dealing with, and I ain't dealing with nothing else, and nobody can make me. So, la, la, la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. So I don't know what you're talking about. And there haven't been any real good Pro 2A news in a while. Not since Trump took over, really. Daniel Pennant chimed in. I got to go meet him for dinner in a little bit. Tithing to the big F. What's P? Big P. Filled with a P. For the kitties and the doggies, holy crap, and I'm in trouble. Olive Garden breadsticks are vegan. Well, what are you going to eat there? You can't be vegan tonight. You're not going to be able to. What's at Olive Garden you can eat? I'm pretty sure everything there is made with. I'm sure there's some pasta maybe that's, well, no, pasta's not vegan, is it? Do they have a vegan option? I don't know. You might have to fill up on salad. That's what I do every time I go is I fill up on salad. Johnny Mandrick. It's got that unlimited salad. I like the salad. How about a mug and a sweatshirt? Yeah, well, yeah, you got your entry for that. I did it. I saw one. I did it. I'm taking care of it. Randall Smith paid his $2 tithe to Phil and said, "Who's your Viking? Is Lyme disease free? Have fun on your date tonight. I hope he treats you nice." I don't think he's going to put out, though. He's religious. They don't put out on the first date. Technically, it's our second, but I don't foresee it happening. Let's see. Andrew Hills donated and said, "Yankee, talk me out of a Henry Hush 357. What's the Henry Hush?" Hold on, I'm going to look it up before I can talk you out of it. Oh, no, I like those. I love those. I want one of those. So go get it. I like that carbon fiber wrap barrel. I like everything about that. So go get one. Let me know what it's like, because I'd like to have one. So yeah, go get it. The only thing I wish Henry would stop doing is, now that they're putting on the side loading gate, stop putting the feed tube loading in. Make that a capped tube. I don't need that thing at the end. It looks bad. But other than that, yes, go get one. I hope that did what you're wanting. Buy it now. Buy it before someone else gets it. Jesus Christ, why are you sitting here for? Get over there and get it. Ronald Devine, in relation to Adam Devine, isn't that the guy's name? Isn't he like a comedian? They donated through the YouTube link over on the website. So they didn't say nothing. They just donated. We also, I think, let me check and see here. Yes, Ronald Devine also bought some merch. What did he buy? He got the "In This Country We Used to Shoot Nazis" mug. I don't know what that one is. It just says ceramic mug. Oh, he got that's just the one with the channel logo on it. I guess he got the All 9 Lives Matter mug and a Save the 40s mug. Oh, is he on the list for Save the 40s? Because if not, I've got to put him on the Save the 40s list. Let me check, see if he's over here. I don't think he is. I don't remember his name on there. Nope, so I got to add him to the Save the 40s list. Hold on. It wasn't Adam Devine. It was Ronald Devine. Did I spell Ronald right? Nope, I left the N out. All right, there he is on the list now. So thanks to him for purchasing some merchandise. He will get his entries. Let's see, where are we at? Thanks, we received your payment. Ugh. Verizon. So expensive. What was my Verizon bill this month? $583.64. That's actually fairly low for my bill. $583 because I got everybody's on my fucking plan. My mom, my sister, my kids, us. Is a lot of phones and plans. All right, let's see. That was it for the super chats, I do believe. Did I get all the super chats? Hold on. Who was that? That was Ronald Devine. I just got his super chat. That was the last of the super chats. Now let's get over here to the YouTube super chats. Daniel Pennant said, I'm here. What's the question? Well, we're not doing the shooting the shit tonight because I'm short on time. I got to go do stuff. Oliver B became a member. And he's got my little icon, my little drawing as his icon. Guns don't kill people, the government does, which you can get on a mug or a t-shirt. There is no Waddle camp mug. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Maybe it already got taken off. I thought I made one of everything, but maybe not. That was Johnny Mandrick. Heavy J used his 17-month WAP chat to say, what advice would you give for people who don't carry with one in the chamber? Personally, I started with a wheel gun, then progressed, but that's just me. The advice I'd give them is practice racking that slide. Get yourself some snap caps and practice racking that slide on the draw if you're not going to carry with one in the chamber. Now, my best advice would be choose a gun you're comfortable with that you can carry chambered that isn't going to scare you. Now, if you're carrying a Glock or something like that and you can't bear the chamber it, well, then choose yourself something else. Get yourself a double action, single action gun. Get yourself a revolver, something that you're not going to be afraid of one in the chamber. But if you're going to carry one if you like, I got to carry Glock, I like Glock, and I'm not going to carry it with the chamber. Okay, well, then practice racking that slide, not with live ammo. Just sit in your house with snap caps and practice racking that slide when you draw. Because you're going to want to be good at that. Because that's when there's best chance of failure is when you're doing that. Who's your Viking said, did you send me a patch with my Armed Bears shirt? Well, I can't send anything with shirts because it don't work that way. I don't send stuff that goes from Shopify. Someone there, they sent me something about them being out of larges. I'm like, well, I got nothing to do with that. I don't ever see these orders or anything like that. Mark L says, does anyone else think Glock moving immediately to new Gen V could be an issue? Also, them naming it Gen V when Gen 5 already exists is dumb. Well, I guess it's instead of doing like Gen 5.0 or 5.1 or something. And why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Danny Pennant said, I'm a third date kind of guy. I used to be definitely a first date guy. Nowadays, I'm let's not do that kind of guy. It seems like everybody's got to shower again, and it's just not worth it. Christian Carlson chimed in and said, what did he say? I missed out on Gun Broker on a used EAA Witness in 38 Super. Oh, well, double stack would have been nice. How did you lose out on it? I can't imagine anybody else wanted it. I guess there's retarded people everywhere that would want a 38 Super for one reason or another, but I just find it hard to believe. Let's get over to the emails now. I'm seeing double. My head hurts so bad. Let's see here. Well, I almost see double anyway because my vision's so bad. But Frank Rodriguez says, I thought this was interesting. How often do you eat at Burger King? I like the Impossible Whopper. Burger King says it ditched Creepy King because he was scaring off families and kids. Yeah, no, I saw that. He was creepy. I eat at Burger King whenever we eat fast food. That's my choice because I like the classic chicken sandwich, add tomato. It's my favorite of all fast food sandwiches is their classic chicken sandwich, add tomato. Juicy Rodriguez said, do you have any experience with handguns in 30 carbine? Would it be comparable to 357? I do not have any experience with handguns in 30 carbine. So I would have to ask somebody in the live chat to let you know, because I do not have any experience with that. John Heasley also sent in an email here, and he said, 590 Shockwave top, 990 Shockwave aftershock bottom. I'd like to have an aftershock same length as the Shockwave, but I don't know if that's possible. But he's always rubbing it in that he gets stuff and I don't, because he's an asshole. Cunt. That's what all of you are who get guns when I don't get none. All right, let's see. Where am I at? I think that's all the emails for right now. Yes, that's all the emails. So let's get over to the live chat. How far up can I go? I was driving home to Houston through your rural Louisiana on Saturday. Saw a lot of No Kings protests in tiny towns, not necessarily from those you would expect. Wondering your thoughts. Well, yeah, it was all over. Even in my little tiny town back home, Point Pleasant had one. Huntsville, Alabama had one. You know, this president right now, the regime is extremely unpopular, except for with the true believers, you know, the people with the TDS, the Trump deity syndrome. Those are the only people that seem to be holding on to the idea that he's popular. Most people are not happy. Cost of living has gone up horribly. They're giving tax cuts to billionaires, trying to make them permanent. Yeah, they're not really winning any favor right now. So they need to start reversing some policies, or else there's going to be some trouble. Let's see here. Where was I at? I bought 2 shirts and a mug, sticker, and a magnet, and a hat last night. Just so you know, I actually read it during the chat last night, and I read it today. Well, when you mentioned it, I read it again. Spent over 1,000 at the vet so far this month, not counting medication. Well, hopefully you're feeling better. You should try going to a real doctor. What do you think of them bringing in the dogs now? I got no idea what he means by that. Who let the dogs out? And who's bringing them back in? I don't know what's going on. An accomplished vocalist, does that mean they yell at you a lot? No, I don't get yelled at a lot at home. We don't do a lot of yelling. Believe it or not, this is a very low-key household. We don't do a lot of yelling. There's a lot of tomfoolery going on, but there ain't really any hostilities or yelling. We all get along pretty well. We're not the type of family that screams at each other. We pretty much, don't really have a lot of issues. I got lucky. I don't got a kid that's a drug addict or any of those things, and no real negative stuff. Well, other than the fact they play Magic and video games. But other than that, I got lucky. Weren't you in a cabaret group? Not really sure what that was. I was auxiliary, support for a cabaret group. I didn't perform in the cabaret group. I built their sets and their props and did their brochures and stuff like that, did the graphics. I was never a performer. I have no performing skills whatsoever. I would be a danger on the stage. Somebody would trip over me or something. I suffer from that also. My doctor called it white boy feet. Yeah, I do not have any rhythm. Where are the kids working? One's doing private security and one is doing working at the Dutch Brothers, I think is the name of it. Where am I at? Thought your younger one was at a mechanic shop. He was, and then they Well, I made him quit because his manager was a dick, and I said, "Don't put up with that. Fucking walk out." And he did, and so did a couple other people, and then the manager got fired. Turned out the manager had been moved up there from a different store because of misconduct, and he was not happy about being moved up to that store. From a higher performing store where he made a lot more money, he got moved down to a small one over in Vancouver. He took it out on the employees, and then when a bunch of them walked out, they just went ahead and finally fired him. Like, when you fire him, when you had to demote him for all kinds of negative shit he was doing. It's like they give management every chance in the world. If you're an employee, then you're fucking gone first time they want to get rid of you. He is going back to school for auto mechanics, though. Your thoughts on the rumor Glock will be discontinuing all current model production on November 30th? I don't care. I'd be interested in seeing what they're going to put out instead. I guess this is the Gen V stuff, but isn't that a TV show? It is. I was watching it last night. I watched Gen V last night. The next to the last episode. Talk me out of a Henry Hush 357. No, go buy it. Buy two, get me one. Trump's policies are like Calvin Coolidge in the 20s. Trump has old right conservative policies, small government nativism, and protectionist. I wouldn't say they're like Calvin Coolidge's. They're a lot different than Calvin Coolidge's. Can you send my bird and trout knife I won a long time ago, please? Did I not send that yet? I got them. I know I've got one of those still. I put that with the patches. They're the same length, just looks longer. Oh, they are the same length? They look longer in that picture. Corporate sent an email out today that basically said your medical benefits will be a lot more expensive, and we are cutting back on our match towards your 401k winning. Yeah, that seems to be the thing nowadays. Yeah. Is pineapple the best topping you can get on a pizza, and why? No, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Am I already done with all the live chats? I think I am. FN scars are being discontinued too. I saw that. Someone said that yesterday, which I always wanted an FN scar. But then when I go look at them, I'm like, I just can't spend that much money on something that's got that much plastic on it. So I end up getting the CZ Bren instead. And I'm just as happy. Just as happy. Let me make sure we got all the super chats and emails and all the orders read first. Ronald Devine was the last order. And he still is. Let's see about emails. Jay Lugo sent one just now. And let's see what he said. Render. Boom. Boom. He said, went on a shopping spree. Photon alien gear paddle holster. Safari Land inside waistband holster. Of brand Glock extended mag and the amended second mag. I'm not sure about. I don't know what he means there, but I went on a little buying spree lately, buying holsters too. I got a couple different ones. I got the drop leg one here, the competition one, and I got a leather one, and I got another Kydex one coming, which should have been here today, but wasn't. Let's see, where are we at? Come on, close. Why will these not close? They're being a real pain in the ass about closing. There they go. And I think we're all done on the super chats. Let me check those. Christian Carlson was the last one. Yep. So we are out of questions. Let's see. Anything come over in the live chat? I ordered a Steyr AUG. I've got one of those, so I'm not as mad about that because I got one of them. But still, getting something new, and I ain't, so I'm still mad. Saw Purple Rain last night. I can't watch the little father-son fight. It's too cringe to watch. I told everybody that's just, oh my God. It's the only thing Prince ever did that I didn't approve of. It's hard to watch. Told y'all. Make a gearhead clear coat video. I always mess that up. Oh, clear coat. Well, clear coat's not hard. You just do it just like you're doing the spray paint. Just don't wait till the paint dries completely. And then when it's still a little tacky, start putting on your clear coat paint coats. Do about 4 of them, about 15 minutes between each coat. Let that dry for about 24 to 48 hours, and then just wet sand it and then polish it. It's not hard. The biggest thing I gotta tell people is don't try to fix mistakes while it's wet. Like if a gnat lands in it or a hair, don't fix it while it's wet. Let it dry completely. Like if it's been sitting, you've got all 4 coats and a gnat flies on it. Don't try to get it out. This has just happened to me. When you go to wet sand it, he'll be right on the surface and he'll come out. If you try to fuck with it now, you'll fuck it up completely. I've learned that lesson the hard way many times. Rip Mo from the tag team Men on a Mission. They debuted in the WWF in '93. They used to perform a hip hop song and dance as part of the ring intro. I don't even know who the fuck that is. I wasn't watching WWF in '93. I was busy. Still waiting for how to spot a perfect watermelon video. Well, you're not going to get one of those because there ain't no watermelons anymore. I still got 2 watermelons in the freezer in there I need to throw out. Because at the end, they got to where they weren't any good anymore. And that's just stopped eating them. So yeah, it's not going to be coming anytime soon. Let's just say that. Let's see. I think that's it. We are all caught up. Let me check emails. Super chats and orders, and then I think we are all caught up. Patoon, yes, we are all caught up. We'll give it a minute here, see if any questions come in, but otherwise we are done. We got done early today. Oh shoot, that sounds awful. What are they talking about? I don't even see what they're talking about. Magazine retriever. Am I not seeing all the... Oh, I think I got it on top chat. I need to put this on live chat. And I just lost all the chats pretty much. Let's see. Can I see magazine retriever? Can I go up that far now? No. Let's see. Nope, I don't see what he said. Now I don't know what I said. Scroll up, there are questions. Well, I had to just switch over to live chat, and they're gone. So they will be gone. I can only go up as far as saw Purple Rain last night. He said a cop teased someone in the eye. Teased? Like, not touching you. That kind of thing. Who's Your Viking said he just ordered a couple mugs. Let's see. See if it's showing up yet over here. Yes, Randall Smith. He got him some mugs. What did he get? Glock Perfection and the Don't Point Your Glock at Your Cock shirt. Someone didn't understand what that meant, what that drawing means. I was like, it's anti-appendix carry. And they're like, I don't get that. I'm like, it's a Glock pointed at a cock. Do you not understand? But it says, what could go wrong? I was like, right, exactly. What can go wrong carrying your Glock pointed at your cock all day? They weren't getting it. I don't understand why they weren't getting it, but they weren't getting it. Do you think internal hammered semi-auto are safer and better than striker fired? Well, yes. Internal hammers are way better than striker. Just like a hammer fired gun. Well, the difference is the hammer's not seen. That's the only difference. Still work the same. Because a lot of people think that someone said to me one day not too long ago, well, what about striker fired revolvers? I'm like, there are no striker fired revolvers. And they said, yes, there are. The 642. I was like, that's internal hammer. And they were like, there's no difference. I'm like, yeah, I guess there's a difference. I think I've done a video on the difference before. So go watch the video. A man in Detroit was just tased in the eyes by the police. Over the past 5 years, several people in the U.S. have been permanently blinded from police tasers. Why are they aiming for the eyes? That wouldn't be my first choice to go for. Ogden 2 just sent me an email. It says, FN reflex, for example. Well, well, we know what the internal hammer is. The FN 57 is hammer fired. A lot of those guns, internal hammer fired. That you think are striker, but they're not. They're internal hammer fired. So, a lot of guns. A lot. What is this? He's got an email. Hold on. Edgar Howerton. What did he buy? Oh, no, wait. That's PayPal, isn't it? Yes, that's PayPal. Also, he asked a question. What did he say? He said, did you see that vid a few years ago where the guy got shot right in the left nut with the taser barb? Still makes mine want to retract thinking about it. I don't know that I saw that. I don't think I want to see that. Unless it's funny. It might be funny. Yes, there is a striker fired revolver. I sent you a photo. See if you can find it and resend it. What? Find it and resend it. I don't see anything you sent me. But no, for 642 is not a striker fired revolver. I don't know which one you sent, but I don't see nothing. I'm looking. I don't see nothing. All right, where were we at? It looks like I'm all caught up on everything. Everything there's caught up. Everything there's caught up. Boom. Okay. Yes, we are all caught up. Remember, everybody, if you want to help out the channel over the next 24 hours before till our next chat, go ahead and go over and buy a couple mugs. They're going to be taking my mugs off the website because we ain't sold none of them. So either get a camp mug or a regular mug. If you get two of them, you get an entry in the double super secret drawing. And also, if you buy a shirt or a sweatshirt, you'll get an entry too. Because I'm not going to go through and separate them out. But you know the point. You know what I'm saying. That's not a produced gun that was ever really produced, and it's still technically not a striker fired. That's that. I've seen the video on that gun before. It's cool, but it's not a gun you can buy, and two, it's not technically striker fired. It's similar as it's a retracted pin, but retracted firing pin. But a favorite favorite J frame 357. I haven't bought a new gun in over a decade and want one. Favorite J frame? Well, that would mean Smith & Wesson. So I'm going to say the 360 PD. Smith & Wesson 360 PD. When did you mail my patches and holdout? That went out today, or they should have left out today. I gave them to my son on Saturday, and he dropped them off today. He said, because I didn't know our local post office is closed on Saturday, but he said they were closed. Which a lot of them are, I guess, on Saturday. There's very few that are actually open on Saturday. Where are we at? I think we are all caught up. No emails coming in or nothing. Anything coming in over here. Gary, the Glock could have been converted using the Glock switch. Converted to what? A non-asshole? I don't know if that can be done or not. All right. I think we are all finished. We're all caught up. We got everything answered here. I actually did get it over to live chat, so I know we haven't missed anything in the last few minutes because I can see everything now. I got all the emails. I got all the super chats. We read all the orders. So we are done. So I want to say thanks to everybody for coming. I appreciate it. I will see you all again. Well, appreciate everything everybody does. Thanks to everybody for keeping the conversation rolling, for buying merchandise, for supporting the programs through super chats, whatever. If you want to help support the channel, like I said, go over to the TYMPpistolproject.com. There'll be a link in the upper corner of this video. Go over there. And if you buy 2 mugs or a t-shirt or something tonight, you'll get an entry into the drawing. I really would wish people would buy mugs because all the mugs are going to come off my site because they've been dormant for over a year. No one's bought any. So go over, save the mugs and help fund the Pets and Vets program while doing it. So thanks, everybody. Like I said, the Kulafel Dries was striker fired, was no hammer. It was made in 1850 to 1880. It's not around nowadays, is it? There are no striker fired guns today, and that technically wasn't striker fired. It's not held back in place by the same type of sear system as a striker fired gun. It's more of a cock it and use it gun. At least according to the video I watched. I might want to watch another one. But as I was saying, thanks everyone for coming. I appreciate it. I will see y'all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.